Welcome back to the show. We all know that the stock market is a gamble. Some can make millions and some can lose everything. Recently, we noticed that the Dow Jones Stock Index fell by over 1,000 points, only to rise again. So what does all this mean for our economy and how does it affect real estate? In studio with us today is real estate expert Ketan Ladva, who is a partner in Kingswood Asset Management, a Vancouver-based real estate development company. Ketan, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Junita.
So, as a real estate expert, you must have been keeping track as to what has been going on in the stock market as of late. And because of this, the tumble and the rise, it's been like a roller coaster ride for stocks. So why all this volatility? What does all this mean?
I think for the average person, it's really hard to comprehend what the volatility really means. Volatility is the up and down swings of a certain value. And unfortunately, the stock market is such a massive monster that changes from external ideas or situations, such as China or the interest rate, causes people to act as herds or in one path. And that causes big volatility. People get scared. It's fear, essentially.
Yes. So things that happen outside of even the country, that all affects the stock market, like you're saying, like what happens in China, for example.
Exactly. So most recently, China is currently experiencing a downturn in their economy. And because globally people rely upon some of that financial wealth, it's causing fear in the marketplace.
Okay. So how does that fear affect people that aren't even involved in the stock market?
Well, a lot of people have mutual funds and things like that as investments. That's where it gets affected. However, your own home, your single family home that you live in, it doesn't really affect that. So as a real estate expert and real estate investment company, we focus on what we call hard assets, physical things that you can touch. And that is homes, properties, apartment buildings, things like that.
So ultimately, whatever happens in the stock market doesn't really affect real estate? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. There's not really a direct correlation. Most people say real estate is one investment stream or idea path, and stock markets are another investment stream idea path. So for example, in the last simple 4 to 5 years, stock markets have changed position more than 8 to 10 times of a big nature. Big nature meaning more than a change of 5% in their value. However, from now in 2008,
2008, right?
Yes, real estate has only changed value once of significant value.
Okay.
So real estate has been much more consistent.
Pretty stable, it seems. Yeah.
Very stable. In fact, we say stable, predictable returns is how we predict how we say ourselves in the marketplace.
So why is it that the prices in real estate seem to be affected? Whether they go up or whether they go down, they always say, it's based on the economy. Why is that?
Well, once again, it's always about supply and demand. Economy is how much people want a product and how many people are there to buy the product and what product is available. So if there are people moving into an area, there's more demand. People want more product. Right. If there's not enough people building product, then the supply of the product comes down. So here in Vancouver, people are always moving into Vancouver. People are always moving into Toronto.
So the bigger city centers is where you notice an inflation in the pricing?
Correct, because you're seeing constant more demand for the product. And here in Vancouver, our supply has been very stable. We don't see big spikes in supply.
Now, you have projects across the country in various different city centers. I think off camera you had mentioned that you've got something in Edmonton, you have a development out in Brandon, Manitoba. So those centers are a little bit smaller than Vancouver. So are they also booming?
Well, correct. So Brandon, Manitoba is a very good example. So they have always, like Vancouver, net in-migration, people always coming in. However, the amount of construction that happens is very limited. So you've seen over the last 12 years, prices go up in Brandon. They've never actually
Wow.
gone down in Brandon.
Really?
Exactly. So that's a classic supply demand.
Right.
But land is controlled by a certain number of individuals in the area. So therefore, there's never oversupply.
There's never an oversupply.
Correct.
Okay, so when it comes to real estate, I mean, you know, it really is an avenue where it's difficult to find more information and what is trustworthy information. How does the public go and learn about real estate pricing and, you know, community developments and zoning? Where do they learn about this kind of thing? Is there a resource they can go to?
Absolutely. You know, we actually provide hands-on workshops
you do?
throughout the entire year on various parts of real estate investing. There are free workshops. They're not sales oriented. They're all education based, where we talk about how to find the right property, how to understand what you're buying, you know, and understanding why you want to buy that property. A lot of times, people will just go and buy a single condo in downtown Vancouver, hoping that the price will go up.
But they don't necessarily know for sure.
They don't know what's for sure what they're buying.
Okay.
Right? So we educate our investment partners saying, you know, what exactly are you trying to buy? Why are you trying to buy it? And what are the pitfalls to look out for? And how to really, you know, make really good money in a safe, stable, predictable way.
So where can people find out more about these workshops?
Yeah, you can go to our website at www.kingswood.ca, and we have sessions quite frequently, webinar sessions and personal sessions as well.
Perfect.
That are readily available.
Great, and it's all for free.
It's all for free.
Excellent. We like free.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming on and you know, talking to us a little bit more about this and what all this, the changes in the stock market and how that affects real estate. I think that it's important for people to really understand what that means. So thank you for that.
No problem. Thank you for having me today.
Thanks.